Hi guys, happy Monday. I'm back again, but this time with an interview. And as much as I love talking about um, my LinkedIn and how I help people, it's always best to hear it from those that are really making waves. So I'm going to bring my friend Michelle on here. So let's hope that we get cooperation from technology. And if you're jumping on, say hi and where you're coming in from. Hi, Jan. Good to see you popping on here. And just Michelle's an exceptional human being. Hey, Denise. Hi.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
not much. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good.
It's been a minute.
I know. It has been.
How are you? Everything well?
Very good, very good. How about yourself?
Doing great. And I just want to say thank you for um, agreeing to do this. And I know sometimes for some people, uh, doing videos and lives and all that stuff is not the most comfortable thing to do. But I think if anyone does follow you on LinkedIn, will know that getting in front of the camera and leaving people with a message is not out of your comfort zone anymore.
Anymore. We're all a
Any
work in progress.
Right. So can't hear anything. Says, I think that's your sister, Kim. If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up or something or some hearts. Michelle, you can hear me, right?
I can.
Okay. So guys, give me some hearts, some thumbs, um, some smiley faces, just so I know. Hey, Kathy. Hi, Rita. She's okay. Good. All right. All right. Kathy's always my backup. So okay, I'm glad that everyone can hear us. Okay.
Good.
Hi Denise, she is crushing it. Good to see everybody jumping on.
Uh,
Wow, London. Hi Jessica Lynch. We got a nice little crowd tonight. Okay.
good.
Okay. So I first have to tell you that I've worked with a lot of people, and I have a lot of my clients on here, and they're all doing some amazing things. And if you guys don't follow Michelle on LinkedIn, I really suggest you to follow her because I'm actually learning from her. She does these amazing, I mean, I instructed and suggested for her to do these videos every week to, inspire her audience. And she's truly taken it to another level. So Michelle, let's go back, um, God, almost 8 or 9 months ago over the
Yes.
summer. You were at a softball tournament for your daughter,
Yes.
and you had caught one of my Facebook Lives where I was talking about LinkedIn and how it could help your isogenics and your business growth. And we connected and we had a really great conversation. And you're like, well, I need to do something because Facebook has kind of slowed down, and I really want to have more conversations and I want to start to brand myself. So let's go back first. Let everyone know where you were. Um, and this doesn't, not about even business wise, emotionally and spiritually, where you were with your business compared to where you were on it. So let's go back 7 or 8 months. How are you feeling about this whole journey?
It's definitely been a growth process, that's for sure, because I think anytime we're doing something different and um, when it's outside of the box or totally different, you're always thinking, what are people thinking? Are they going to think I'm crazy? And then when you're super excited because you feel fantastic or you're seeing someone else get the results that they want, you start sharing. And people want to know about it, which is great. But we're also our own worst enemy,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So um, sometimes that broken record of you can't do it or I can't do it or it didn't work before, whatever the case may be. And so even though I got the privilege to work with a lot of people, and even in real people, real results and on Facebook, you're connecting with a lot of people, but unfortunately we don't always know some of the baggage that they have that ties them down. And we just have to love them where they are at. That's what I had to really be. But I also realized that I wasn't leading as best I could. And I think we can always learn from more. So I had already caught you on some videos just in the aspect of health and wellness and working out, and that had caught my attention. And so, you know, everything happens for a reason. And so there was a reason why you came up on LinkedIn, and then you came up on Instagram. And even though I'd already caught you in Real People, Real Results, or Fresh Starts, wherever it was. And so there were just some things that resonated because what might have been working okay wasn't working. And I knew that I had the opportunity to help people all over the world. I just really didn't know how to do that because none of us do, really. And I'd had a LinkedIn profile
Michelle,
for,
real quick.
yes.
In the corporate world, you're also a leader. You lead, like, you're a
Yeah.
natural leader. And, you know, network marketing, it wasn't, you love fitness, you've been an athlete, you're an avid runner, so this kind of fit right in, and the whole leadership thing came very natural to you. But the one thing that you and I were discussing months ago is that you actually wanted people to lead. You didn't want to just we a cleanse coach. We didn't just want to do that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like, where were you in that aspect of not frustration, but
Yes.
desire to want more?
I was frustrated because you, it's hard to read people's emotions. And yes, I do lead in the job that I am now and the job that I was before, but I also had someone showing me how to lead differently, how to lead by inspiration. And I knew that I wasn't doing the best that I could. And it's frustrating. And then I also knew that there was so much more potential to teach other people to lead, but I didn't know how
Yeah.
to get there. And so it was like that epiphany of, okay, God, I'm supposed to be helping people all over the world. How am I going to do that? Well, you got this profile where you can talk to people all over the world. You better learn how to use it.
Right.
And so I was super frustrated, but I also didn't know, because you don't want to run off all the people you love. Um, and so I I needed to know more of how to do it, because there's a right way and there's a wrong way. You're either going to run people off or you're going to lead them. And so, yes, when all of that kind of came together, when I spoke to you, it was, I need to do something different and I need to learn how to do it correctly. Because if you can't show me, then I'm just going to flounder around the same way we have been doing for a while. And it's been completely different. And yes, it made me a nervous wreck at first, because I'm thinking, holy cow, this is crazy. And I got little beep ins from LinkedIn as we speak, which is a great problem to have.
Well, let's pause just for a second. So, let's kind of do rapid fire question really quick, okay?
Okay.
On average, before LinkedIn, how many calls would you have per week about the business?
0.
How many after using LinkedIn?
Now, I had 18 calls last week, and I led with the business instead of just how I think, want, or feel. And 5 of them are follow-up business calls.
So 0 before LinkedIn, 18 after. So, I mean, you 18x'd, obviously, your conversation. So let me just ask you this. So, emotionally, how were you feeling before implementing LinkedIn?
Like a fish out of water, and I was just floundering around.
Emotionally, how do you feel now having the tool of LinkedIn in your tool belt to use for your business?
Confident and not enough time.
Right. And that's a good problem to have. So let's
It
talk
is a
about
good problem to have.
connections. How many connections on LinkedIn did you have before we worked together?
I want to believe about 660-ish.
And how many do you have now?
3,070 something.
Wow. So almost 4x your connections on
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
More than that. More
Yeah.
than that. Almost 10, over 10x it. So what would you say to, I mean, because I do have some of my LinkedIn family is on here, but
Right.
there's some people on here that aren't. You know, Kathy's one of them, and you know, Cindy's one of them. Um, what would you say if someone said, you know, Michelle, I don't know, LinkedIn, no one's teaching it. I don't see it at any of the events. Everyone keeps
Right.
saying, you know, do, you know, Snapchat and Instagram story and Facebook. Um, and they said, why should I even use it? What
Right.
would you say to that person?
It's completely different. And I am all about, and you know, a lot of the leaders in the industry, you know, talked last year about the Instagram and Facebook stories are the way, because you get lost in the feed. You get lost in the feed, and if they've been liking your stuff, then yes, it's gonna pop up in their feed. But if they're not, it's not, and you're lost. But with the story, yes, they can see and they can follow you, and that's great, because you want the people that you love and know, and that you're connected with, you want them to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But business is different than just your normal connections and your everyday people. And I don't mean just, but it is a different mindset, because when we're on LinkedIn, those are people that are there for business, and it's not any different than being. You know, there are some people on there and they don't do anything with their profile, and I was one of them for years. I had it, didn't know what I was doing,
Right.
and it just sat there.
Right.
And you knew that looking at my profile. And there are a lot of people that you may connect with them, and you get crickets. But the ones that are there to truly connect and do business, they're the ones that are interacting in the chats. They're the ones that are responding to the messages. Hey, I'd love to know more about what you're doing. Do you have a minute to talk?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting. You know, you had 18 calls last week, um,
And
and
that comes with intention.
yeah, and five people want to learn more. About, how do you like? How does it feel? Because the one thing that you said to me, and you said, Scott, I don't know how to share the opportunity.
Right. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
how does it feel now to know? I mean, because here's the thing. You and I both agree, and we talked about this before. There are two sides to network marketing. There's
Mm-hmm.
the product sharer side, which is completely fine. People that
Mm-hmm.
just want to share the products and enroll a couple people, and they're happy there. They're making a little bit of money, but you know, there's people like you and me that no, this is a business.
Yeah.
And I always tell people this. I always tell people that, you know, if you're going to talk about an opportunity with someone, if you and I connected
Mm-hmm.
and I reached out to you because I was interested in bringing you on as a business partner in my gym.
Okay.
And I painted a picture for you, and you're like, you know what, Scott, I've always wanted to own a gym. Yeah, send me some information. Now, I wouldn't send you some videos of of happy members saying, "Yeah, this gym's great. You should invest," and all that stuff. You would want to see the P&L. You would want to
Mm-hmm.
see my bank statements. You would want to see my 3 to 5 year business projections of where this is going. That doesn't differ when you have a network marketing opportunity. You share the compensation plan, how people can make money. You share the products. You share the science study. A
Right.
video only talks about so much. You have to paint a
Right.
picture for people, confidence wise.
Yeah.
How does it feel now being able to share your story, connect with others, and have the confidence in knowing what you're talking about what this business actually is?
It's changed dramatically, because I'll be honest, once I got everything in line, and you know, just what we needed to do, and I had to listen to your video several times because I was still in the product mode. We know what they do. We've seen life-changing things. You feel fantastic when you get your life back and you see other people get it back and they are no longer ill, whatever the case may be. Even our kids, it is life-changing, and it's very hard to not be emotionally connected to that, to not want to just, you know, verbally vomit.
Right.
That's, you know, and that's kind of where we all start, I think, for the most part. And unfortunately, if you don't get the leadership to push you in the other direction or show you how to do the other direction. That's the only thing you know. And that's I think where a lot of us are.
Well,
So to
most
answer
people.
your, yeah,
Most
I
people.
would I would think most people. So to answer your question, the first, I don't know how many conversations, I did lead in that emotional, you're trying to connect, you're still trying to figure out your flow, how to do that, how to have a conversation. And that I'm a people person. I am a people person by nature. And then everything else falls into place. I almost flunked public speaking in college.
Stop. Let's stop. And I took public speaking in high school and college. But stop right there. Okay, people person. You and me are the same. Like we can talk to each other forever.
Yes.
How reinvigorating was it with your personality, with my personality as people persons, to know that we didn't have to post and pray anymore? We actually could have human interaction with
Yeah.
people that actually wanted to talk to us. Like, you're on the phone. Like, network marketing is networking with new people each day,
Right.
getting people on the phone, having human to human conversation instead of just posting a pretty picture and a transformation. How did it feel as a people person, knowing that you can't go from networking event to networking event to networking event, that you have this? How did that feel for you personally, knowing that you got back to being a people person again?
Once I got comfortable in my flow of that, it was a relief. There was more of a freedom. Hey, I'm so glad we connected. What made you want to connect? Because that helps them tell you why,
Right.
outside of, oh, I was just trying to grow my connections.
Right.
And,
Questions.
yeah. And what is it that I can do for you? What are you wanting? And after they talk, how can I help you? And can I share my story? Share a little bit. This is what I'm doing. This is what my passion is. How can I help you? Because ultimately, it's a genuine question, because sometimes there are many ways, as we both know last week when I messaged Jeff several times.
Yeah.
There's a lot of way to be able to help people mutually with no strings attached. It's just this is what we're here to do.
Right.
And what is it about that I do that you're interested in? How can I help you? And it changes that, and it became very comfortable conversation. One day I had 5 conversations, but they're not taking forever to have. It's completely different.
And so, why do you think most people are scared to get on LinkedIn? What do you think that has, aside from that, no one's teaching it? No
Right.
one, no one's teaching it. And
Sure.
Denise is the same way. She's a people person, just like you. But why it's not being taught? People are like, I don't know how to use it. But once you do, what do you think scares so many people about just reaching out and talking to strangers? Because I read this great blog. Um, it was called The 9 Secrets of Top Network Marketers.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one secret, and this guy interviewed like hundreds of top leaders in hundreds of companies, and they said the number one secret was to not talk to your friends and family about your business, because you want to still have those relationships. And it's so easy. Michelle, explain to people as best you can how easy it is to converse and talk with people on LinkedIn.
Um, it is easier because you're both there for a reason. There's no strings attached. Are they going to think I'm weird? Are they going to jade me and try to, you know, um, hide from me because they think you're the crazy shake lady?
Right. Exactly.
Because it's so outside the box of the normal thing to do. And not everybody's comfortable talking, to people. And I have to talk to complete strangers every day, all day long. And I might talk to the same person and she's got 3 personalities in, where I'm at. And so I'm okay changing my conversation and how I have those conversations in my everyday job. But I think that's what is so maybe fearful. It's the unknown on LinkedIn, because not everybody is used to talking to strangers, or they don't know how to start a conversation.
Mm.
You know, it's one thing when you see someone that you haven't seen for a long time and, oh my gosh, you look great. And, you know, oh, let me tell you what I'm doing. But when you're talking to someone that you don't know, and, you know, and like you teach us to really be connecting with intention. There's a reason why you want to, you know,
Right.
and I talked to a lot of people that were with great intention last week, and one, Monica, oh my gosh, we have like 100 zillion things in common.
Right.
And it turned out to be a great conversation. But then I talked to another gentleman, we have absolutely nothing in common, but it opened up so many conversations. And I introduced you to one of them, and he, and you know, he's like, I don't need anything right now, but I would love to learn more about your business.
Yeah, I mean, Jan
What?
said it best. She goes, "You need to be confident in your story."
Yes,
Once you
absolutely.
get there, talking to the other person is cake, and she's absolutely, you know, it's so funny because, you know, network marketing is all about growth. Network
Yeah.
marketing is all about, you know, I mean, if you've ever been to a UIA, it's getting uncomfortable. That the people that get uncomfortable the most often are the ones that succeed most because they're willing to do more.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Yes, yes or no? Was it uncomfortable in the beginning when I showed you what to do?
Heck yeah.
Is it uncomfortable now?
No, but when I get off of my story, when I um, try to, I don't know, you know, there's days you just are, you're just not in your right wheelhouse. When I get out of my sync, you just kind of get your own story. That's when I'm uncomfortable and I'm like, nope, I just screwed that up. you
Well,
you know your comfort zone, you learn it.
yep. And again, you know,
And
Kim said that UIA is phenomenal, and she's right. But here's the big thing about UIA, and it actually forced me to get onto LinkedIn because
mm,
I remember going there. My first, I've been to five. I remember going to my first one, and I think it was in San Diego back in like 2015 maybe. And David called up about two or three top leaders in the audience,
mm-hmm,
and he said, you know, how many years have you been in? And he goes, go on the board and write down how many conversations you've had. And the least amount of conversations that someone had was around 8,000.
yeah,
And the most was around 15. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, I talk to a lot of people, but there is no way in using Facebook that I am ever, ever going to get to that many conversations. And I remember
right,
I started fumbling around on LinkedIn myself, and that's where the law of numbers started to change.
yeah,
And I say this to everyone. You know, everyone is going for yes. And you know the book, my favorite book is Go for No. And
I
if
told you how many knows what I was going for.
yeah, if anyone has not read Go for No, you have to read it,
Oh,
order it, read it, and you will understand exactly what it's all about. Because the fact of the matter is, the simple goal is this: if someone says, "I want to enroll one person a week," which is great,
yeah,
and you have two calls on Monday, the first call is a no, second call is a yes, boom, you hit your goal. You got your one enrollment. You are naturally and emotionally going to take your foot off the gas because you hit your goal.
mm-hmm,
But what I ask everyone that I work with is, how many no's do you want to get per week?
mm-hmm,
So if you said, I want to get 20 no's that week, great. You still got one yes and you still got one no, but you still have 19 more no's to get.
right,
And that's going to make sure that you stay in action. And here's the thing: people have to start breaking that habit of being emotionally connected to the word no. You want no.
yeah,
The job you have as a network marketer is to get as many answers, yes, no, not sure, not right now, as
right,
possible.
yeah.
So, Michelle, plain and simple, why do you think people aren't willing to do more than most? Truthfully.
The fear of rejection. And um, I think sometimes you get comfortable in a job, and until a tragedy, something outside of your control happens.
Yeah.
And, my husband's in construction.
Yeah,
It can come or
guys,
go.
as you're on here, if you're resonating with anything Michelle is saying, hit the thumbs, the hearts, the wow faces. Let her know that you're resonating with this.
You know, my husband's in construction. That can come and go. And I, when I'm talking to people about the business, I'm painting the picture that I already have painted of if something happens, I don't want to have to worry again. And my daughter's going to be going to college in 4 years, and we're going to have the finances to do that. That takes a lot of commitment. And that doesn't just happen in the 9 to 5 salary job, unless you're going to live on rice and beans and rice, because we all love Dave Ramsey,
Right.
but it life happens, and if we don't have another thought, another opportunity, or
Plan B.
anything, plan B, because my plan A crashed and you got to rebuild it. And you know I don't want to have to worry later. I will watch her play softball wherever she goes to college, because I'm going to be already doing what I already love to do. But fear of rejection. And when I got offered the marketing job at a pharmacy, or at a chain pharmacy, I was totally outside of my wheelhouse. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know any of them. But my boss got that opportunity, and he said, "I don't like to be told no."
Mm.
So I was my gift of gab
Mm-hmm.
forced me into that job, and it changes. And I think we all are put into a season of doing things differently and getting outside of our wheelhouse, because you're either going to sink or swim. And
Yeah.
when it comes to your family, you're going to sink if you don't put yourself out there. It's not like any other, it's not, if you want a promotion, you got to go after it. This isn't
Yeah.
any different.
Um, uh, I'm sorry, Jan, Go for No by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz, not the one for network marketing. It is the original one. I believe it's like a red and yellow cover, not the one for network marketing, the original Go for No. Um, Michelle, it's so interesting. I found that people don't realize how hard of a build network marketing is. It's not, it's the one of the best kind of hards to build,
Yeah. Yeah.
out, because you know everyone is just a few conversations away
Yes.
from
Absolutely.
absolutely changing their entire life. And I think that's what keeps me going, and I think that's what keeps most people going, because you're going to get 10 times more no's than you will yeses. But
Yeah.
there's some amazing people that have said yes to network marketing, they've said yes to Isogenics, that aren't doing it anymore because they stopped at that one no. They stopped at that one no that just hurt too much, where they're like, you know what, I can't take any more rejection.
Yeah.
But if you understand that when people say no, they're not saying no to you.
Right.
They're saying no to themselves. You're just the messenger.
Yep.
And the right person is going to see what you're offering as a true gift. Because we all talk about the physical pain, which is important. There's a lot of people that are in physical pain. But I talk to a lot of people every week that are in even more financial pain than ever. And honestly, just an extra $500 a month from something like this could actually save a family's life. That
Absolutely.
could take care of the insurance bill, or their heat and electric, or a quarter of their mortgage payment, or whatever it is, their car payment. It relieves them of that stress and anxiety that may be there. So you and I both know, you and I both know that the person that talks to the most people is going to win. And you and I both know, we have about 10 years of network marketing experience between the two of us. We both know the way that Facebook was working in 2013 and 2015, respectfully for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is different. We used to
Fair.
post a couple before and afters, and we would get 2 or 3 inboxes of people that are ready. And
Absolutely.
it was not a stretch to enroll 10 people in a month, a couple months in a row. That wasn't difficult. But then there came a point in like 2016, 2017 where it came to a screeching halt. And you start having less conversations, which means your business gets more stagnant. And then if you're not putting enough people in, it starts to go backwards. So talk about the feeling now as we come to a close. Talk about the feeling now, knowing that you have this whole other social media platform that has people that are within our age range, 35 to 55, that make a nice income, $100,000 a year or more. And you're allowed up to 30,000 natural connections, because
Right.
I know that still excites you because you have 26,000 more connections to create.
Yeah.
So talk about that for a second. What does this platform actually mean to you now, knowing exactly how to use it, building for your Isogenics business?
That's a good question. So, and you're right. It's so different on Facebook, Instagram now. So now for me, it's just sharing my family and just being me, and helping people realize that, yeah, life is great and it really can be great. But it's exciting to know that there's that 27,000 more that I can connect with, that you can't do that on Facebook, and that um, they're either active or they're not. They're either gonna yes or a no, and they're not gonna have their feelings hurt, and I'm not gonna have my feelings hurt. And it's just a very free conversation. You can just connect, and you know what? Can I help you? And if not, that's great. Let me know when I can, because I'm here and we're connected, and it's no longer emotional. And I think that is the biggest hurdle for a lot of people. It is emotional, because I know it was for me, because when I seen people, like I posted about expectations, when I seen people not meeting the expectations that I had, that they had told me they wanted, that's hard, because I want it for them. I know that they can get it. You want them to feel fantastic. And that's where I was when you and I talked, because I hurt for them. And I love anybody that I get to work with, but it's hard to not be emotionally connected all the time, when in reality we're building a business, and business builders are going to build business, and they're going to step on your toes whether they mean to or not. And
Right.
you just agree to disagree and move forward, helping people change their lives. So it's exciting, as long as I stay in my wheelhouse and don't get overwhelmed with emotion, and don't get overwhelmed anxiety wise. Oh my gosh, I only got one call today, or oh my gosh, I got 5 calls today.
Right.
And how am I going to fit that all in?
Be excited for whatever you have, because
That's exactly right.
you just got to live in gratitude. So as we close out, can you leave everyone with a little piece of inspiration or motivation of, you know, getting out of being stuck in the mud, and the fear of getting on LinkedIn, whether they work with me or not, but just
Right.
getting the importance of getting uncomfortable. Just leave them with something to think about.
Know your why. Get attached to your why, and have a very strong why, because when you start connecting with intention, whether it's on LinkedIn or not, you are so confident in your why, you then become able to lead them better, and you can lead those conversations to figure out what they want. And whether they're ready now or not, they're still going to know that they can know you and like you and trust you, and they're going to be able to come back to you or recommend you. I wouldn't have been able to say the same a year ago, but now I say, you know what, here's my friend Scott. He can hook you up. That's his wheelhouse, and this is how his business works, and move forward. But you can do it very confidently if you know your why, and learn. Don't be afraid to learn, because when we stop learning, we die. And I'm not ready to die yet, so I'm going to learn.
Right.
But it's so much more fun when you love what you do and you know why you're doing it,
Well,
I think.
no, I mean, I could not agree more. I thank you for always referring people, uh, to me. And I think the biggest thing for me is why, I'm just so grateful for this conversation, is that, I wish all of you that don't know Michelle, I wish I would have recorded that first conversation that we, last summer, because, there was this strong, powerful woman sitting on the other end of the phone with, so beat down and frustrated, but the confidence that I hear in your voice, and and your videos on LinkedIn are just so powerful. They speak to so many people, and you know, you truly are that inspiring thought leader that we all have inside of us. You know, I don't give myself the credit. I gave you the keys to the castle, and you were the one that decided, said, you know what, I'm going to take those keys, I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to walk through. And you sure have, and you should be absolutely so proud of yourself, because I am.
Well, thank you. I can't thank you enough. For one, it just happened to be on there at the right time. when and you know what, sometimes we have to be desperate in order to move forward, or to do something different. And I would have not thought about leading with inspiration. You automatically just think about leading with your video. And I will say this, when you strive to inspire people, it works. They may not always comment, but it works, because when I've asked, what made you want to connect with me, your post spoke to me that day.
Yeah.
And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm thanking you, because I would have not have thought about leading that way. But it does work. And just because they seen mine doesn't mean they seen yours. And just because they seen yours doesn't mean that they seen mine.
I mean, I've seen your videos. They get like 60, 70 likes, thousands of views. I mean, people are watching what Michelle Smith is doing, and it's just a testament to the fact that you speak from the heart. People can feel your words, and that's what it's just so important. So Kim, I know this was maybe not the most comfortable. Oh, Kim, your sister just came on there.
That's okay. We're getting ready for our team. We're getting ready for our team call.
She is amazing, and she is Pat. So Michelle, I just want to, you know, I don't know how comfortable or uncomfortable this was, but I always love people to share their stories, because, you know, I love what I do. I love teaching what I do, but more so, I love hearing how people feel now about how confident they are in doing what they're doing. So I just wanted to wish you just continued success. Much love and gratitude for you coming on here tonight. And I hope this inspired just one more person to start thinking outside the box, to have the confidence that you now do.
Well, I hope so too. And thank you. And you know what? At first, when you asked me, I'm thinking, oh my word. I was a little nervous, but
I think you said, quote, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, end quote. I think that's what your response was when I asked you. And I'm like, we have plenty to talk.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you. But yes, thank you so much. I am so glad that we do get to work together, and that we do get to show people the difference, because there's a huge difference in the platforms, and people just don't realize it.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So I'll let you get back to your evening, my friend. Keep up the fantastic job.
All right.
As always, thank you for inspiring so many.
Yes. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So guys, as you can see, I love doing these interviews, and I know there's so many amazing people on here. And Jan, thank you for dropping Michelle's profile. Definitely connect with her, watch her videos. And I know a lot of my current clients are on here now, and I just want to send much love and gratitude to all of you guys, because I wouldn't be able to continue to do what I'm doing without all of you and your support. And I just want you to know that what was once uncomfortable can become comfortable, and it can really change your life if you commit to it. So guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Michelle, thank you so much again. Much love to each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.